Hi guys, so I am back with square number 2, and actually this is going to have a bonus at the end because this step is where you'll learn how to cut the border for square number 1. So we're going to take what's left, part of what's left over from just one of them. I already cut most of them, but I'm going to show you how to do it. Now when you don't have a rotary cutter, or also excuse the band-aid, I got into a fight with my rotary cutter earlier over something else because like I said, I'm showing you how to do the basic stuff. So we are going to fold this. We need, make sure it's even here on the end, all folded up together, and we are going to take, now I do have the thing, and normally I would just use a regular ruler for this if I needed it, but this is a different, I did have to go buy more white fat quarters. So total I've bought 4, I think. And we're just going to draw a line there at 2.5. There's that. And then we're going to take the scissors and we're going to cut that just right on the line. Now this is a different one, and I don't really throw these away because I like to use them for patterns. Like I said, don't always like to use my rotary cutter because sometimes injuries happen. So we need 2.5-inch strips. So we're going to line that up here, right on the edge, and I'm going to draw with this pen. Now this is a friction pen, and the line goes away when you heat it up. So it will not show up on your actual pattern or block. So we're going to get some pins and we're going to pin it. And that's just so it doesn't shift when we're doing it. And we're going to take our scissors and we are just going to cut straight down that line we drew. Now if you have a longer piece of cardboard, by all means you can do the whole 2.5-inch line and then you can draw it and it's just one line. This works pretty good though, because there we have our line. Now for each one of these you're gonna need, let me write this one here first of all. I like to keep those. We will lay that there. So for this you're gonna need, let me think, 16. No, that's not right. You're gonna need 8 strips. I'm sorry, 4 strips, but 2 sets for each block. So I've done that ahead of time because I thought it would be better than not pausing it. That's not the one. These are not it either. Doing a great job. So it'll be this one, and then I put one white one in here because I bought the more white fabric, so I thought I would use it in each block. That one's shorter, but that's just the one left over. That one's shorter too. Maybe they're all like that. And that one's too long, but either way. Where is another one? And this one. So we're going to lay them like this, kind of like we did with the 9 patch. And then we're going to sew this one to this one, and this one to this one. And I've done that already with these. So I've kind of alternated a dark red, a white, dark red, whiter one. And then we're going to take this and fold it down, and we're going to sew this one down this way. Now I don't actually have that done, so I'm going to go ahead and do it and show you what I mean. And I will be right back. Okay, so I am back with that. Didn't press that very well. We can fix it, not a big deal. Press it there. And then we're going to press the whole seam. And then we will fold it back. And just press the seam to the dark side. And then we have our, this will be half of our block. We are going to need 2 of these to make 1 block. And then you're going to take another piece of cardboard. Now I had some bigger ones that I had from other stuff, packages and stuff. And I cut one that was 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. So then, I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what I have done with that. I misplaced it somewhere. But then we're going to have these. And it'll be 2 exactly the same. Just like this. You'll notice how this one I just sewed is the companion to this piece. So then we are going to cut them both in half, and we will turn them. Well, you'll have to decide if you want this in the middle or if you would want this in the middle. So if you want it dark in the middle, you'll lay it like this, and then the other 2 will just mirror it just like that. Well, I'm just going to put you on hold or pause you for a minute, and I'm going to find that and cut those other 2 just to show you how it'll look. Okay, I apologize. I couldn't find that, so I did use my rotary cutter just for that. But normally I would do it all at the same time, but I seem to have misplaced this somewhere that I can't find. So you could have it laying like this with the dark ones in the middle, or we could spin them all. And you could have the light ones in the middle. Now I have already done, now we're going to sew, I've already done this, and I'm going to show you in just a minute. We're going to sew these 2 pieces together and these 2 pieces together down these seams. And I have done that with these. And I chose to have the dark in the middle of this one. So then we press it. And then we're just going to fold it, we'll fold it down, and we will line up this seam. The other time you didn't actually have to worry about it because the seam, there was no seams to match up, because these are all go this way, and this one is just a straight line, so there's nothing to match up, which is fantastic. Now on this one, you'll line this up just like that, and I'll pin it, and then we will just pin a couple more. I do find pinning easier when you're working with longer pieces. And then we'll go down this way and pin it. And pin another one. And then we'll sew that down the side, but I've already done that to this. And then when you open it up, I did the lighter one on this one. But you have your nice big square. Now this one is a great deal bigger than yesterday's, or whatever day you're watching this, the last one we did, block 1. But once we add our border to block 1, like I said in the messages, oh my gosh, in the end of the video, it will be the same size as this one. So you're going to have a nice size blanket at the end of the sew along. So you're going to do your border for block 1 the same way. You're going to cut 4 white strips the same way I just showed you in how you cut these. They're going to be the exact same size. These 4 white strips are going to be the exact same size as the strips we just sewed onto this block 2. Let me grab block 1. So there's block 1. Now we're going to take this and we're going to sew this right there to that. And we're going to take this other one. Can you see that? And we're going to sew it to the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. I have not done that ahead of time, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'll be back to show you what the next step is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Now, I didn't cut the strips the same size as the block because I wanted to make sure I had enough, and if I messed up, I didn't want to do that. So then now that I know I'm good, I'm just going to take the scissors and cut that off, and we will use that in another project. We're going to do the same over here. Just cut it off. Doesn't have to be perfect. Not a big deal if it's not. So let me get my pressing mat. And we are going to press it this way. Nope, we're not. Yes, we are. No, we're not. What am I doing? We're going to press it this way because there's no seams on this side, and I want it to lay flat, as flat as I can, or as flat as it can, I guess. So that's laying nice and smooth. And then we'll do the same over here. All right. And now I already pre-cut them, but you will need 2 more of your white strips, which I have right here. But we are going to make the corners match this fabric. So it's only going to be white in this part. So we are going to have to cut this down to whatever this is, which is 12.5 inches. So we're going to lay this right here to the side. We're going to go right here to 12.5 inches. And I'm not too particular. I'm just going to trim it right there like that. I'm going to do the same with this one. Make sure it's straight. Again, you could use a rotary cutter if you have it. Go right ahead. Now for the little corners, I've got this little piece, and I am going to take one of, let's see what the block has. What do we want to do on the outside of this one? We could do the middle one. Let's do that. No. Let's do opposites. So we'll do this one in this corner and this one in this one, and then we'll do the same for that. So we will need a little 2 by 2 inch square of all 4 of those. So let's line these up. Let's find one of each of them. Which one am I missing? The flowers. Not really missing it, just don't have it in my hand. There we go. I'm going to lay that to the side. We're going to line these up even. Now you could cut these one at a time if you were afraid to cut them all at the same time, but I'm not really, because again, it doesn't really faze me if it doesn't line up too much. I mean, I try to get them to line up. I'm just not hurt if they don't. So we're going to take this and lay it here. And then where did my pen go? Over here. And we're going to go right across here. And then we're just going to lay that to the side. Pick it up. And go right across that line. There we go. Now we are going to take our block back here so we know which way we're pinning things. And we're going to do this bottom one first. So we are going to take this and put it here. And the triangle one and put it here. So then I'm going to sew this to this and this to this. And then I'm going to do the same for the top one. And I'm going to do this one here. And this one here, we'll do it the same way as that. And then I will be right back to show you how it looks after that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back and I will show you how this is going to look all together, and then we'll actually sew it and see how it looks together. We're going to take these, if I can keep a hold of them, And we're gonna just press them out like we do. Now I do know that the red fabric turns darker whenever you are ironing it, so don't panic when you turn it over and it keeps getting darker and darker. It is normal. And we'll do this one. And this one. Okay. Get this out of the way again. Then we're going to have this piece up here, just like that. And then this piece will go down here, just like that. Now I'm going to just fold this up and I will pin it. I'll line these up and I'll pin it and I will sew it. And then I'll be back to show you how it looks. I'm going to go ahead and sew both sides. So then when I come back, the block will be finished and it will be the size we need for our, well, to match our other block. And then, I'm sorry, I lost my thought there. And then we'll lay them together and see how they're going to look together. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back. Now I did find out that I did have to turn my seam to the middle, to the light side on this border, because it did not nest very well on the other side if I didn't. I got a little crooked there, I think. No, I think I just cut my square crooked, never mind. So there is that side. Then we'll go over here. Iron this side a little bit. All right, and then we'll fold it over. All right. Move that out of the way. So there you have it, is the border on, well, you can't really see it, can you? It's a little bit big, the border on this one, and it will line up perfectly with this one on size. And we're gonna do one more, maybe two. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do a 9x9 or a 3x3 or 3x4. So I do only have probably enough fabric left for one more set of blocks, so I do have to take that into consideration. If we are going to do 3x4, 3 across by 4 down, we're going to need to spend more money on topping fabric. But I think that's okay, because then you're going to have a nice little blanket to cover up with. I just want to show everybody that again. I would like to thank you for watching this video again, and maybe consider subscribing so I know if anybody is really interested in these videos, or leave me a comment, let me know what you think of it. Thank you everybody, and have a good day.